Hey everybody, this is Josh from Visto for another episode of Talent Tips. I am here with David Ojeyinka. David, thanks so much for coming on the show today.
Thank you so much for having me, Josh.
David, can you start just by telling us a little bit more about yourself and what you're working on these days?
Yes, my name is David, like you all know, and interestingly, this week it's exactly 9 years that I moved to this country this week,
Oh wow.
and I came in as an international student, and it was very difficult the early days, but I eventually got a job at a non-profit organization, worked there for 3 years as a project and operations manager, then eventually transitioned to the largest bank in Canada, the Royal Bank of Canada. I started off as an executive assistant, grew my career to a senior project manager within the same organization. And now I just recently moved to Deloitte, one of the big four firms in the world. And in the HR space. So I work as a manager, workplace experience at Deloitte. And also outside of that, I started a social enterprise in 2020 that is called the Freshstart Hub, focused on helping internationally trained professionals navigate their career journey faster. And we provide solutions to them like workshops, mentorships, events, career accelerator boot camps, a podcast to we provide all of the solutions to them for free. And we also have career a career information session with employers. And currently, we've been able to collaborate with over 20 Fortune 500 companies to connect them directly to employers. And all of this we do for free to help immigrants succeed in Canada.
That's amazing. And it's going to give some great perspective for our next and biggest question because you've been living this and have gone through it yourself. But David, what would you give as your top three tips to aspiring immigrants who are looking to land their first job in Canada?
The first thing I would say is build quality relationships. I know that a lot of people say network, but I try to shift away from network because the word network has been bastardized so much that it's seem more transactional that, oh, they said I should network so I can land a job. But when I say build relationship, it's beyond just networking with someone when you need a job. Build quality relationship with people right before you even need it. So, for example, you want to connect with someone at Google. Google is one of your top organizations where you like to work. I would say start building quality relationship with someone at Google. And when you're building relationship, it's more symbiotic. Go with the intent of how can I add value to this person, not about what can I get from this person, because you don't want anyone coming to you because of what they can gain from you, but you want someone to be genuinely interested in you. So I would say build quality relationships with people in spaces that you would like to either work or that you are interested in learning more about. Because I have tons of relationship in my life right now that I've never asked them to give me a job. I've never even asked them to give me anything, but I'm always looking for how can I add value to this person. So the first one is build quality relationships with people that are either going in the same direction as you or even may not be necessarily going in the same direction as you, but you want to learn more about their area. The second part is build your experience. So when I tell people to build experience, people say, oh, are you saying that I should give my skills for free? No. So let me explain it briefly, is that you find a way because unfortunately, and this is the hard truth, employers in Canada still have this traditional mindset of, oh, you don't have the Canadian experience. So in, so that you don't feel disappointed or discouraged because of that comment, I would say build the experience. So how you do that is, say for example, you want to say for example you want to build you want to land a project management experience. You want to land a project management job, and you're not getting because you have international experience from your home country as a project manager. So you want to find a way to get the Canadian experience. So let's say that you come into Canada as an immigrant and you don't have the Canadian experience as a project manager. Maybe reach out to someone like Josh who has a startup. right? Or a friend, or build it yourself. And what I mean by that is reach out to Josh and say, oh, Josh, you know what? I have this project management experience. How can I help you? How can I leverage your company to help you with project management? Do you have any project that you need help with? And that way, while you are it's a win-win. While you are helping Josh as a project manager to either streamline his process, you can come up with different ideas of, by asking Josh questions. That's what I mean by building quality relationship and going with the intent of how can I add value to this person. So like, okay, Josh, tell me more about some of the pain points, the challenges you're looking at, and you can convert some of those pain points to projects. And then reach out to Josh and say, you know what, I would like to run this as a project for you. Would you be interested? And Josh might say yes, he might say no, depending on where he is right now. And so let's say that he says yes, and you're building, because with that you can leverage on different project management tools like Jira, like PlanView, like Project, like MS Project, while you're helping Josh to also deploy to build out a project, right? And so while you're doing all that, even though it's kind of pro bono or it's a volunteer thing, you can still put it on your resume that you work in this capacity for this organization, and you can speak to it. You can speak to it that I worked as a project manager for this project, and I leveraged these tools to be able to deploy this project, and this was the result. That is what a lot of employers are looking for. But again, I'm not saying that your international experience is not useful, but when you now combine your international experience plus, the skill the things you've done in Canada, it makes it easier for you, and it makes it easier for employers to be able to quickly trust and say, you know what, we want to take a chance on this person. So I would say build that experience. You can either build the experience yourself or go out to volunteer at non-profit organization and say, you know what, I have project management experience, and I want to deploy my project management skill to help you. If you're a software developer, look at the non-profit organization, because if it's a non-profit organization, you're volunteering for them and it's a win-win for everybody involved. You can say, okay, can I look at your website? Can I help you redesign your website? If you're a UI UX person, you can help them to redesign their website. If you're a product manager, what product is it that they can introduce into the market for them to be able that they can introduce, and you will be the product manager to build out that product and introduce it into the market. If you're an accountant, you can reach out to them and say, you know what, would you be open to me, volunteering as an accountant for your nonprofit and leverage my skill? Those are some of the ways that you can build out the experience in order for you to be able to fast track your opportunity here in Canada. And the third piece is, no matter how much or how well educated you are, if you don't believe in yourself, it's difficult for any other person to believe in you. So you have to believe in yourself. And when I say believing in yourself, I'm not saying that bragging and being cocky and being rude or being brash to other people. But when I say believe in yourself, is you don't have to say thank you 100 times to someone just because in the course of a conversation. It makes you look very submissive and very timid. Mm-hmm. But when I say believe in yourself, believing in your capability, and what makes you to believe in yourself very strongly is your competence. So you can't talk about, oh, I can do this when you're not competent. And so if you look at it, that I've spoken about building quality relationship, building your own experience, and that comes with competence, and you can also improve on your competence here, and then believing in yourself that, you know what, regardless of what life throws at me, I would come out at the other side successful, and believing that, someone is out there, an employer is out there to pay you for the value that you bring to the table. Because not believing in yourself will make you settle and say, you know what, I just need to get something right now. And then it becomes very difficult. It may become very difficult down the line to be able to transition to the kind of opportunity you're looking for. So you have to believe in yourself. So those are my 3 tips for immigrants in Canada to navigate their journey.
Those are great tips, David, and you can tell by kind of your excitement and the detail that you went into that you've had a lot of experience, and so we really appreciate that. Our third question is, can you tell us a little bit about the roles that are open right now, or maybe the roles that Freshstart Hub has had success hiring for?
Yes, so we've had great success in the financial service industry, and we have a lot of collaboration. Right now, we currently partner with Fresh Startup, currently partners with RBC, the largest bank in Canada. And so one of the benefits of that partnership is that helping them to get talent. And we do all of this, like we're not making any money out of this. We just want to make sure that, like I said earlier on, bridge the gap between the talent and the employer. So we've had huge success in the financial service industry, and we currently help organizations like RBC to connect them to top talent, skilled immigrant talent. We've collaborated with consulting companies. We've collaborated with tech companies too. So we currently have a lot of collaborations. We've collaborated with organizations like Cisco, IBM, Moneris, Sobeys, Empire Life Insurance, Manulife, the Apotex. These are some of the top pharmaceutical supply chain companies and also financial service industry, tech companies that we've collaborated with. So we are consistently looking for ways to connect talent, members of our community to these employers. And like I said, we've hosted career info sessions with them, and bridging the gap is our top priority, because we would have failed if our members of our community are not landing well-paying jobs. If top skilled immigrants are not landing well-paying jobs, that would have failed, because that's the intent of why we exist. So we've had huge success connecting top talent, skilled immigrants to these organizations. And so far, we've helped 71 skilled immigrants to land well-paying jobs at these organizations that we know of. There are some that can tell us, that we know of, we know their names, we have access to them. 71 of them that we've helped to land well-paying jobs in the last 14 to 16 months.
That's incredible. We'll make sure to include a link in the description with a link to Fresh Start so that people who are interested can take a look. David, last question. Can you give a shout out to someone in the recruitment, HR, talent, or people space in Canada? Anyone that comes to mind that you'd love to give a shout out to?
I would say Caitlin O'Brien. That's the woman that I can never forget in my life. 5 years ago, she changed my life because she was someone who saw something in me that I didn't see. She gave me a chance to land a job at RBC. I remember the conversation we had. She said, "You know what? I just don't know. I just want to give you a chance. I don't know. There's something about you. You have the drive, the passion, even though you may not have traditional experience, but I want to give you a chance." And so, Caitlin, if you're listening to this, Caitlin O'Brien, she's an amazing woman. Thank you. And I'm truly grateful for the opportunity you gave me, because you changed my life.
That's awesome. David, thanks so much for coming on the show, for sharing the tips and some of these other interesting aspects and stories. If anybody wants to get in touch or learn more, where do you recommend that they go?
To learn more about this, go to www.thefreshstarthub.com. We have something up our sleeves coming up very soon. So we want you to be a part of the community if you're a skilled immigrant. And like I said, all our solutions are free. Our goal is not to, make money from immigrants. Our goal is to connect top skilled immigrants to these top organizations and help them to navigate their career journey faster. So we have something coming up very, very soon. We are currently working behind the scene on a program. And if you'd like to learn more, go to www.thefreshstarthub.com.
Awesome. We'll link to that in the description below. David, thanks again for coming on the show.
Thank you very much. Thank you.